All right. Hey everyone, how's it going? All right. Let me know if everything is looking okay. Thank you all for being here on this random day. Thank you once again. All right. All right, everything seems to be going okay. Things correct. Music should be done. Okay. All right. Okay, so thanks everyone. Thank you for being here. I figured if I'm going to do some work, might as well do it on a live stream. Maybe answer some questions, do a bunch of things, so that should be interesting. So we shall see. As you can see by the title, I'm working on a super secret project. Although I guess it's not a secret anymore, but well, I guess... Oh, let me just take out the background. And let's see. All right. Okay, so wow, quite a lot of people already here today. Wow, even though it's quite a bit earlier than usual. It's 4 p.m. here. Usually I do it more around 5 or 6. All right, so okay, so basically the super secret, since you're here on the live stream, I'll tell you the secret, and the secret is pretty much I'm working on what will eventually become my next Steam game. So finally getting to work on that, so that should be really interesting. I'm really excited. I think it's an interesting idea, and I think it should be fun. And as you can see just by looking at my screen here, you can see that the game is turn-based, and it's very much based on what I covered in my turn-based strategy course. So that's kind of the starting point for the game here. So it's turn-based strategy, it's got a grid, and I've got a bunch of actions, so I can move, I can, oh boy, taking the actions is a bit difficult with all the people down here. I might have to change that a bit, but yeah. So anyway, so I got units, I can move them around, take a bunch of actions, and so on. So basically got a bunch of interesting systems that I'm going to apply on top of this and keep building and hopefully make something nice until, I don't know, maybe about 6 months of development, so maybe on Q2 of next year. That's kind of what I'm planning, so should be interesting. Oh hey, Nikki in chat, hey, thanks for being here, it's nice. And Miley, how long has it been since your last Steam game? Well, Battle Royale Tycoon was in the end of 2019, so it's been a very long time. So yeah, in the beginning of this year, I pretty much decided, okay, on the second half, I very much would like to start working on my Steam game. So yep, now finally in October, finally decided to get to work on this project, so that should be interesting. Alright, so basically I'm pretty much going to do the regular work that I would do, but I'm going to be doing it on stream, so try to answer some questions, try to do a bit of work, so it should be interesting. Alright. Okay, so first thing I want to do is basically use some tooltips, because right now if I try to do something, so for example, this brown thing here, this is meant to be a crafting station. So I can, for example, these eye icons, all the icons are obviously very strange, none of that makes any sense, but these ones are ammo, so I can shoot, and there you go, one of those gets consumed because I shot that. All of these things down here are items, so I can just pick them up, and if I pick up one of these, I can convert one of these into those. So if I just interact with my crafting station here, and just interact again, and there you go, convert that one into that one. So that's pretty nice. And this one over here is a power pole, so kind of like a power system. And this one is a generator, so also related to the power system. So I can see, there you go, all these areas have some sort of power. And I've got a second unit here, I can move it, and so on. Alright, so yeah, got an interesting starting point, so basically going to continue. Try it now, but I'll check it later. Yep, the live stream won't be saved, so yep. If you want, feel free to watch it later. Or eventually watch the proper video devlog that I will make when eventually I officially announce the project. That's pretty much it. Valkyria Chronicles Code Monkey Quest. I haven't actually played Valkyria Chronicles, but yeah, I think it's meant to be turn-based, so yeah, I guess it would be somewhat similar to that. Alright, okay, so the first thing that I would like to do is basically implement the tooltip, because right now if I'm trying, where's my interact? My interact, if I try to, on this character, if I try interacting there, nothing happens, and I can see on the log the error message, and the error message is I don't have the required items for crafting. So I'd like to be able to see this on screen. How long do you think this project will take you? I'm planning for around Q2 of next year, so I don't know, April, May, something like that. It's definitely going to be a challenge to try to work on a proper Steam game alongside making regular videos, so that is definitely going to be a big challenge, but we shall see. Hopefully with a 6-month time frame to get something done, I think it should be working. Yeah, tools bundle. Yeah, sorry, this one has expired pretty much in last week, but I haven't updated my overlay here, so that pop-up keeps happening. But yeah, sorry, the tools bundle has expired. Okay, right. So let me get to work. Okay, so for the tooltip, I actually want to use the tooltip that I covered in a previous video. So I've got my basic scene here, and if I search for my tooltip, I should be able to find my tooltip class. Yep, I think it's this one, which, yeah, this works on the, I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was this one, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, some pen spinning. Yeah, pen spinning is fun while I'm thinking. Okay, so let me export just these scripts, export it somewhere. Just put it on a random. Oh, I got it already. So if I actually, okay, let me just, oh boy, way too many windows. It's kind of tricky to keep track. But yeah, let me just find my tooltip package so that I can import it. So obviously there's no point in remaking the same thing over and over again. So the tooltip canvas, there you go. I think it's this one. Oh, oh crap, no, it's opening on the MISC. That's not what I want. I want the other project. Just go into this project and I import it. And okay, I think it's this one. All right. Okay. Avatar looks good. By the way, you can customize your avatar. Oh boy. Now I actually need to wait for the message to pop up down here because I don't remember the URL. But yeah, you can customize your, if you see my own character, where's my own character? Let me say something just to find it. Did my own character vanish? Oh, there you go. There's my character with a custom sprite. So if you want, you can draw them as well. Just let me know when you do. I'm waiting for the message to pop up down here, but it should show up in a minute. Okay, so I made the tooltip canvas, right? So I need to attach this to a canvas. So let me find my canvas in my scene. Okay, so my canvas, let's attach the tooltip. Right, let me remember how I set this up. I don't remember if this needs any setup or anything. Right, so I need to set the canvas rect transform. And just with this, it should already work. Not sure. What happens if you click on end turn? Well, it ends the turn, resets the action points, and so on. So I can move around. There you go. Action points are being consumed for every action. End the turn. Now, supposedly the enemies would take an action, but since I'm developing, I disabled that just so I wouldn't always keep dying to the enemies. And there you go. It resets that. Well, there's quite a lot of people down here. It's kind of hard to keep track with chat, but I'm trying. Okay, so basically the tooltip canvas. All right, so let me just remember how this one worked. Oh, okay, so I can just use my test tooltip function. Make a tutorial about this project. Yeah, I mean, the goal is to make devlogs regularly as I'm working on the game. And yep, there you go. Look at that, testing tooltip. It does work. Okay, great. So yeah, the goal is to make devlogs and yeah, probably also make some tutorials based on the things that I'll be implementing in the game. So yep, that is definitely the goal. Okay, so oh boy, it's really hard to click through the characters. Okay, there's my Visual Studio. All right. So let me see my messages. For example, over here, let me go. Okay, so I got the fail reason. So over here, I can use the tooltip canvas, access the instance, and what is the function? Is it called show tooltip? It's called. Oh, I made it static. Okay, sure, that works as well. Ooh, but that is actually going to be a tricky thing. I gotta think about. Let's show the fail reason. Except, yeah, that is the one issue that I wasn't quite thinking. Hey, bon dia. Right, because yeah, I was just thinking about showing the tooltip, but still got a new multiplayer tutorial when? I'm not sure. Basically, right now I started working on this project, so I definitely want to cover it. But yeah, right now I want to work on this project, get it to a decent point, before I can then work on other project. That's pretty much it. It's always the tricky thing, trying to do so many things all at once. That's always tricky. Let me go here and just disable the test tooltip. Okay. Wait, do you speak Portuguese? Yep, I am Portuguese, so yep. Okay, so let's see. So the final reason should now show up. So if I try the crafting, so I interact with the crafting window, and there you go, it doesn't have all the required items for crafting. That is great. Except, of course, now the obvious thing missing is when I click, now it just stays there forever. I didn't make any sort of function. No, I didn't. Okay, so, gotta think about. Right, so, okay, so I think I'll do this more properly in the future, but for now, let me just make a function timer. So just make something so that over here, a function timer dot create. Let's create one where I'm going to call this guy dot hide tooltip, and let's hide the tooltip 1 second, 2 seconds, something like this. And over here, I think I've got a name, so hide tooltip, and using scale delta time, I don't care about that, stop all with the same name. Yep, okay, great. So like this, it should be working for now, although in the future I will definitely be making something a bit more proper. So final reason, then you hide the tooltip, and just like that. Okay, so let's see if that does work. All right. Do you need to watch tutorials sometimes? Absolutely. I mean, the knowledge that I have didn't come, I wasn't born with knowledge, so yep, I learned just like all of you. That's pretty much it. For example, when working on the multiplayer video, yep, I went through all the samples, all the things. I read through all the documentation, did a bunch of testing, I watched all the tutorials that I could find, so yep, I learned just like all of you. That's pretty much it. There's no secret, no top secret way of learning. That's pretty much it. You just learn like everybody else. How'd you make the people in chat below your stream? And I actually cover that. Oh, here's the link. Let me, oh boy, so many windows. It's so tricky to keep track of everything. How did the custom live stream character. So my website is way too slow, but yep. Okay, so if you want to customize your character, you can go into that link, and over here is a nice tutorial for how you can customize. You can draw on top of the images and do whatever. And for some reason my website is really slow, but yep, pretty much it. You can go and customize your character, draw something. Oh, hey, there you go. Look at that, a really nice snowman. So someone has, and there you go, another custom character. That's really awesome. That's really cool. And yeah, when you do it, just let me know, and I will refresh that, because that process is manual. And someone was asking how did I get these characters. What did I call the? I mean, first of all, it's just interacting with the YouTube API. So for that, you can just do an HTTP request. So pretty much like that. And then the characters themselves, they are just using meshes. So pretty much how to dynamically draw meshes, combine those two, and also, of course, the transparent Unity window. That's also pretty important. So if you combine all of those things, and yep, you've got this little nice overlay that I have down here. Hey, Rogerio, hey, coffee. Thanks so much. Thanks once again. That's nice. Thank you. Right, so Rogerio is a nice regular here. Thank you so much. Okay, don't remember what I was doing. Right, I was testing the tooltip, and yep, there you go. So I click, tooltip shows up and goes away. And let me see another tooltip. It was, oh right, the not enough action points. So if I spend all my action points, there you go, 0, and I click, and there you go, not enough action points. Okay, so with tooltips, the game is much more understandable. So not enough action points to do a move or do any of that. So if I try to shoot, nope, not enough action points. Okay, so that's great. And just on the construction, because if I click, it should also say that. So let me just do that. So the tooltip, yeah, I'm definitely going to need to refactor this code, sure. But So that one is the construction. Are these the final graphics? Nope. These are the graphics that I used in the course, but yeah, the final game will definitely be more realistic and less stylized, I guess. So let me just go here. Not a valid grid position, and there you go. Cannot build. Okay, so cannot build here. So cannot build this placed object as so. Placed object as so. This one, did I give it a name? An object name. Okay. Cannot build it here. Alright, so got another nice message. And function timer is inside my class, so using code monkey tools, just like that. Okay, great. Thanks again, Jerry. Thank you so much. When the tools bundle will be back, I mean, those show up about once a year, so yeah, no, probably only next year, something like that. Hey, Gabor, hey, a member, nice. That's really nice. The YouTube memberships, I mean, it's enabled, but I don't really promote it, but thank you so much. That's really nice, and yeah, getting a nice little bonus view over here on the characters. It's a fun bonus, so thanks for your support. And a cute super chat. Man, love your vids, planning to get a course soon, that's nice. Just wondering, is it possible to make wall building look seamless for a stylized top-down 2D? Stylized top-down 2D to make wall building seamless. I'm not sure what you mean by seamless. I mean, one way would be like Prison Architect. If you're going for top-down, then the way that you do walls, it's not 100% top-down, but yeah, pretty much like that. So the way that you do that is, well, I mean, it's just some basic logic of testing. Do you got a wall, and you test the grid position to the right? If it does not, then you place a sprite that is one corner to the right. If there's a wall to the left, then you place a connection to the left. Then you go on this one, and you basically check all the neighbors to decide what wall sprite to use. That's pretty much it. It's time consuming, but it's very simple logic. So that's pretty much it. So the main thing is, it's easy if you're using a grid system. Yeah, basically a rule tile, that's pretty much it. Basically use a rule tile to check if it's a neighbor to a specific rule, to a specific tile. If it is a wall, then you decide on which sprite you want to use. That's pretty much what you do. If you want to go for top-down, then looking at Prison Architect or RimWorld, these are two great examples of how to decide how you want to set up those walls. And you can inspect the games to see how do they decide this logic when you place one, another one, and so on. And actually I use that in my own game, Battle Royale Tycoon. The walls also have pretty much that sort of thing. Yeah, that's a tiny screenshot. Yeah, there you go. So those I pretty much did exactly that. So there's a grid system underlying this area here. And yeah, pretty much just tests, okay, for this one, in order to use this sprite, connect to this one, check, okay, there's a wall here, there's another one there, there's another one down, so make this nice T-shape. So that's pretty much what you do. All right, so I hope that's helpful. Thanks again for the super chat. All right, so what was I doing? All right, just testing. So I go into construction and I click to place in there and I cannot build there. Okay, great. But if I click here, yep, I can build. And if I place, let's say, oh boy, I can't see underneath the characters. That's the tricky part. Let me just lower them a bit. So let me place a power pole, put one over there just to be able to see that the power system is indeed working. And for this one on the inventory, oh crap, I can't. Oh, that's interesting. I need to set up a system for dropping items because right now I cannot drop the ammo, so I cannot pick up these other items. So let me drop the ammo over onto the crafting station and pick up these items so that I can now go over there and I can construct the power pole. And I'll look in construction, and there you go. All of these areas got nice power. So it's a very nice power system. It's pretty fun. Okay, right. All right, so the tooltip, that one is pretty much working. So that's a pretty simple task. Now I would like to be able to select the crafting recipe. So I should probably do that. Once your name on Steam, Infinity Studios, it's Endless Loop Studios. Actually, Infinity Loop Studios was the thing that I first thought about. But yeah, Infinity has way too many syllables, so yeah, that is why I thought about it and kept the same idea but with a different word. So yeah, endless instead of infinity, that's pretty much it. Why do you need power poles? Because the game is going to have a power system. So pretty much for the 20-year-old kid. Not quite, I'm 34, but yeah. Yeah, because over here, this little crafting station basically needs power. So if I grab this one and I shoot over here the power pole, this one is the electric main. So all of these areas are powered, so the crafting station now has power. But if I take and I decide to shoot my own power pole, and there you go, it needs 3 shots to be destroyed. So just one more, and boom, that one is gone. And now if I see, there you go, look at that. That one now no longer has power. So if I now try to interact with it, so actually I don't have the required items, but if I pick them up and I try to interact, yep, workshop is now receiving power. So that's kind of how the power system works. Should be a fun system. Basically the goal is for the game to be very open world, so an enlarged world. So as you grow bigger and bigger with more and more survivors, you're going to need to carry power with you in order to basically take over the world. That's the kind of thing. Planning an update for TVS course. Yep, I just finished making the update for the hex grid. I just finished recording all of those, so that update should be out soon. So that's an interesting one on the hex grids, and then yeah, then I'll look at the comments and see what other expansions I will work on in the future. That's pretty much the goal. Take over the world. Yeah, that's kind of the goal. This is going to be pretty much a zombie game where the world is all taken over by zombies. You start with just one unit, and the goal is basically to reclaim the whole world. That's kind of the idea behind it. Ser jogo de sobrevivência. Yep, survival mechanics are definitely quite a bit part of the idea. Yep. All right. Okay. So let me think. What else do I need to do? Okay. So I need to work on the crafting to select the recipe, because right now over here on the crafting station, right now I'm just crafting one thing. So let's try to do that. What concepts will be used in order to make game more efficient and optimized? That depends on exactly what is the problem with your system. So what you can do is go into Window, go into Analysis, the Profiler, and there you go. If you play the game with the Profiler running, you can see how much time each thing is taking. So this game isn't really optimized, but let's see. Hey, there you go. What it is taking, so you can go here and look in the hierarchy, and we can see on the player loop, only taking 3 milliseconds. And on my scripts, actually not much, because that's the thing. This is a turn-based game, so there really isn't that much. Only when I move, there's the pathfinding calculate, and even that is apparently not being very tricky. So yeah, basically that's pretty much it. You use the profiler if you want to optimize something. Okay, right, so let me just quickly make the crafting system. I don't think I have anything here, so let's make a new empty game object. For not crafting, I called it well, I called it workshop. Oh, right, actually I already did that. Totally forgot about that. Oh, right, because yeah, I had that button was not supposed to be the backpack. So let me actually, where's my workshop? There you go, there's my workshop. And this one, inside the prefab, I've got a whole bunch of nice canvases, and one of them is the workshop UI button, and I've got this one. So let me actually make 2 buttons and make this one quite a bit smaller, so 0.3, not 0.2. So this one is going to be the show inventory, or just inventory button, and then I'm gonna have another one to the side. This one is gonna be the show workshop UI button, something like, or just workshop UI button, just like this. Should I start using namespace in a project? I mean, the answer is whenever you want. That's pretty much it. It's a tool at your disposal, so it's up to you to decide how you want to use them. I actually don't use namespaces that much, so yeah, it really depends on how you like to work. So let me get the inventory button and then the workshop UI button. Okay, so on the inventory button, I show the inventory, and on the workshop button, I show the workshop UI. Totally forgot that I did that already. What's your typing speed? I have no idea. I mean, when I'm writing code that I know how to write, it's super high. When I'm writing code that is brand new, it's super low. So yeah. Devlogs, yep, I will be making devlogs as soon as I have something to show. That's pretty much it. So right now I've only been working on this project for about, I don't know, 5 days, 7 days, something like that. Although obviously it's based on the course, so I've only been expanding upon it for a short amount of time, but once I do have something to show, I'll definitely make a nice edited devlog. Okay. nothing more than player on the ground. My frame rate is 20-30 FPS max. Any idea why? I have no idea. You've got to open up the profiler to see exactly what is causing that. That's pretty much it. But yeah, with a brand new FPS project, I don't know what you mean by FPS project. If you're using some asset from the store, then it might not necessarily be optimized. So it's up to you to do that. Okay, right. So let me think. Let's go into the workshop UI. And on the workshop UI, what do I want to do? I want to construct, so let's make a container. And on this container, yeah, exactly. So inside, let's create an empty game object for the recipe template. Okay, and on the recipe template inside, let's have a nice, oh crap, what did I add? Let's have a nice UI image for the background, and probably another image for the actual, yeah, for the, what do I call it? Item image. And that's pretty much it. And then just a selected. So let's go another UI image for the selected. And for the selected, let's go with a nice border sprite. Let's put it in a green and just put it just a bit thinner, and needs to be quite a bit bigger. So let's put that one and stretch it out, even though that one is way too big. So let's actually lower this one by maybe 60. And on both these, put them both on expanded. Okay, so push it up, push it down, just like that. So on the background, let's put it something quite a bit darker. And on the item image, let's select a random image. Okay, so just like that. All right, great. So I'm basically selecting which recipe I want to use. Okay. All right. Prefer serialized private vars for those parameters instead of just declaring them public. Because when you make it public, you enable both read and write access from anywhere in your code base. So I actually made an entire video on that topic, on why you should not make everything public. Because if you do, your code is going to become a huge mess. So you're going to have objects being modified, things changing just randomly from everywhere. So yeah, that is why you should not make things public unless you have a very, very good reason to do so. Okay. Your voice doesn't seem to match how you look. Okay. I never know if that's supposed to be a positive or a negative, but I guess thank you. I don't know. Okay, right. So I'm making the recipe template. Let me just... Now I just want to instantiate it. So let's go into the workshop UI. And now I just need those references. All right, so over here, let's make another serialized field. Private transform for the container. And another one for the recipe template. And as usual, I'm going to do my standard code. So on awake, the template game object set active into false, because I don't want that one. And then a private void, update recipes. And I'm also going to need to receive the recipes. So let's make a serialized field. Private, make it a list of, what did I call it? Item recipe SO, okay? So item recipe SO list. So on the update recipes, first of all, let's clean up. So for each transform child in my container. And if this child equals the template, then I want to continue. And if not, then I want to destroy, not debug. Ah, boy, not debug. I want to destroy this child.game object. And then I want to cycle through. So for each item recipe SO, item recipe SO in the item recipe SO list. Yep. So after that, let's instantiate, not instance, instantiate, oh boy, instantiate. Instantiate the template onto the container. This is the transform for the recipe transform. And then on that one, I need to make a script to make it. So I'm going to call get component. What am I going to call it? The workshop single UI. I don't like single. Recipe single UI. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange name, but okay. So that one, and then I go into this one and set item recipe SO, and I pass in the item recipe SO. Okay, so let's make this script. All right. Why'd you choose to make a TBS game? Well, basically because I spent like 6 months working on the TBS course, and then I thought, well, if I'm going to make a Steam game, then it would actually make sense for me to continue working based on something that I already had. So that's pretty much it. Since I don't like the genre, I thought that was fun, and we shall see how that goes. Did he explain the game genre? It's got a lot of genres. It's turn-based, open world, survival, crafting, automation, so pretty much a whole mix of tons and tons of mechanics. Okay, so let's go into this one and make this one. And I saw a nice message. Did I see a message? Did I see a message of someone from Azores? I don't know. Yeah, I missed a whole bunch of messages since I was so busy working, yeah. Right. Why use hide and inspector and serialized field together? I mean, I guess if you wanted to... Actually, I'm not sure why you would do that. I mean, I don't really do that, so I'm not sure, because I guess if you wanted the field to be serializable, but you did not want to show it in the editor, although usually you would make it, I'm not sure. What's the storage? Hey, nice. I hope the weather is nice over there. Yeah, things were a bit hairy a couple of weeks back. I hope you're fine. Right, so over here I had a public void, set item recipe. I received the item recipe SO, item recipe SO. So let's receive this. And now on this one, I need to store this one. So a private for this one, and then over here, this one equals this one. And now I'm going to need a serialized field, one for the image. And this is Unity and using, oh boy, using, I hate when this thing disables, Unity engine.ui. I need an image and I need a game object for the selected game object. And then I also need to show and hide the selected, so public void show selected and a public void hide selected. And on these ones, I was only going to that one and call set active into false. And up here, set active into true. I love you, Code Monkey. That's nice, thank you. Okay. All right. He is human, I've been bamboozled. Yes, you have. All right. Oh boy, so many messages. Really hard for me to keep track. How do you do UI animation effectively? I mean, you can just make regular animations. I mean, the animated component works in 2D or 3D. You can animate at any variable, so that's one approach. Another approach is to do it through code using, what was it called, like Lean Tween. There's a bunch of tweening libraries, so you can use that. So yeah, quite a lot of things. What is a semaphore? Wait for signal. I mean, that means your code is waiting for something. I don't know if you're working with something related to the job system. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure, but that is basically, usually that happens with multi-threading things, waiting for something else to happen. That's pretty much it. Does UGS lobby service have on lobby join combat? I'm not sure. I haven't looked into UGS lobby much yet. I haven't looked into, so not sure. Okay, let me remember. What was I doing? Right, so I've got this guy. So let's just do this. All right, so and then the container, I need to add the grid layout group. Let's put it on 1660. Surround horizontal and just put it just a bit bigger, even though I don't need it to. Hey, super chat, that's real nice. Thank you. There's no message, but thank you so much. That is really kind of you. This guy's Puppy, that's a nice name. Nice image, that is cool. Okay, right. Did you ever try VS Code or other editors? I did. I mean, the TBS course, I made it with the gamedev TV format, so they use the Visual Studio Code, so I used that while I was working on it, and sure, it works, but for my own projects, I mean, I've been using Visual Studio, specifically this version for, well, I mean, this is version 2017, so for at least 5 years, and yeah, I mean, there's pretty much no reason to switch. The IDE is just a place to write some code, so yeah, there's really no need to use anything too complex. All right, so just 1 second, let me just do this. Okay. Make game for phone. Yeah, if I had time, I would definitely like to research mobile game development. there's definitely quite a lot of interesting things you can do there. So eventually, if one day I can find the time, I would love to do some mobile development. Okay, so let me assign the container, let me assign the recipe template. And I think like this, the game should already be working if I select the ammo recipe and the other recipe and the other one. Okay, with these, maybe it won't work. Okay, so yeah, like this. Let's see if it does work. What do you think about the UI system? Yeah, the UI toolkit, it's really nice. It's definitely very different. Definitely takes some getting used to it. But yeah, I do think it is quite nice. Once you learn how it works, and especially for working as a team, I can definitely see how it is extremely useful for collaboration. That is super awesome. So yeah. Your course on RTS, what is that? Do you mean the TBS course? I mean, the prerequisite is that you know the basics. That's kind of it. So basically, if you've never touched Unity before, if you've never touched C# before, then you should focus on, you should follow something else, something more beginner friendly, because that one is definitely much more advanced. Not insanely advanced, but a little bit advanced. So I assume that you know the basics. I assume you know what is a game object, what is a component, what is a mono behavior, all those things. If you are on that level, then yep, definitely go to the course, and it will help you go from pretty much from advanced beginner into proper advanced. That's kind of where the course stands. Right, so for this one, I'm pretty sure I did it all correctly, except over here. Yep, I just did not enable it. So I gotta go into the game object, set active into true, because the template is disabled. Thanks again for the super chat, that's really nice. And another one, let me just hit play. Another super chat, thank you so much. Tegveer Singh, sorry. I'm not very good at pronouncing names, but thank you so much for the super chat, it's real nice, thank you. Okay, so let me go, if I click on there, and it does show, but it did not, did you not? Oh, right, well, I mean, if I never run the code, then obviously the code is not going to run. That's a bit silly of me. So on start, let me update, then hide it. And actually, I'm probably not going to need to update it anymore, although yeah, that would be banana 10 times. I'm not sure I can say that. I'm not actually very good at speaking, despite the fact that I have a YouTube channel, but yeah, for me presenting, doing this is not natural. So yeah, saying a lot of things very fast, not really my thing. Okay. What am I doing? Focus. So on this one, when I call show, I'm going to call show and pass in a reference to the workshop placed object. Okay, so I got this guy, and I got to star this guy here. So the workshop placed object, and then down here, I set this one equals this one. So I store that reference. And oh yeah, right, I'm going to have to update it when I do show it. Okay. Because I'm going to need to go into this guy, and I think that I do have something to return I do have the get item recipe SO. So basically on the UI, I go into this object when I'm cycling through it, and I go and I check go into the workshop placed object to get the item recipe SO, so get the one that is selected, and check if it does match the one that I'm currently cycling through. And if so, then I go into the UI script, and I tell it to show the selected, and if not, then I tell it to hide the selected. So some pretty simple logic. Why don't you use dark mode? Because dark mode burns my eyes. I literally cannot look at it for more than 3 seconds. Pretty much messes me up, so yep, can't do it. It's impressive how you don't get distracted by chat. Well, the tricky part is trying to keep track of everything. I don't want to ignore chat, but I also want to do some work, so yeah, those are... Keeping up with all of that is definitely quite a challenge. Okay, so I think this one should be working because I do the updates just on the show. I gotta see where I'm calling this. And I'm calling it in here, and I gotta pass in a reference to... Oh, this one doesn't have a reference. So let's do the workshop placed object, and let's pass in that reference. Okay, so it should now be saying, all right. Watching you program, I see that I chose a great hobby. Just amazing. Yep. Programming is definitely awesome, either as a job or as a hobby, definitely really awesome. For me, I still remember the first time I discovered programming. It was magical. Basically, when I realized that I could tell the computer what to do, when I could tell it an instruction and to do that thing, that was pretty much the moment that I fell in love with programming. It sounds silly, but yeah, definitely true. Writing some code and having the machine do what I told it to do, that was very fascinating. That was an excellent moment for me. Okay, so let's go into the workshop placed item. I just forgot to drag my reference. So on this one, just drag the reference. Oh, I can't see things. Let me just lower it a bit. Just drag this reference. Okay, back to that one, and now it should be working. Told everyone about your secret project. Oh no. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Are you building a new game? Yep. If you just joined, that's pretty much the secret, is that I'm currently working on what will eventually become my next Steam game. So, yep. Why is this one? Oh, right, because I'm calling update on start. I shouldn't do that. All right. So yeah, this will eventually be my next Steam game. Molly saying exact same experience. Yeah, it's really awesome to be able to write some code and the computer just runs it. So as long as you know what code you write, you can make the machine do whatever you want. And for me, that is definitely magical. All right, so that worked. It put those, even though it did not update the icons. So let me just quickly do that. So for the image, when I set the item recipe SO, I set the image.sprite, go into the item recipe SO, and let me grab the sprite. Do I not have a sprite? Did I not attach a sprite? Oh, no, of course. Yeah, that one has an output, right. So the output item SO, and I'll grab the sprite, and yep, there you go. That does work. Hey, Hugo Fonseca. Hey, nice. Thank you. Thanks for the super chat. A Portuguese or Brazilian name with Canada dollars. That's nice. Thank you. It's really cool. Nice. Thank you. Right, what was I doing? Just making sure that sprite works, and let's also apply just a little bit of thing. So if I go onto this guy right here, the container, let's add just a little bit of spacing, just maybe 5. I can go into these, just duplicate just to see what it looks like, and let's put a bit more over here, the grid layout group. If you don't know this component, it is super useful. I definitely encourage you to use it. So okay, like this, it should work, so I should be able to see it. Now I just need to be able to click to modify it. And say thank you for all tutorials throughout the years. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you found the tutorials useful. It's real nice. Thanks again for the super chat, and I hope you're doing well in your own learning journey. That's pretty much my goal with the videos, is to help you all on your learning journey, and obviously help myself on my own learning journey, because every time that I research something new for the videos, I always learn something. So I'm constantly improving my own knowledge as I research more topics, make more videos, more things, and so on. So yeah, making the videos is great for everyone. It's great for people who watch, it's great for myself, it's all just really awesome. Okay. Level design tutorial with third-party assets. I mean, level design is definitely one of the things that I definitely struggle at. Being able to create a beautiful looking level, definitely not something that I'm very good at. So for that, I normally just use the demo scene. So yeah, I'm definitely not the right person to teach about that, because yeah, being able to position things, doing proper things, not quite one of my skill sets. Okay, so I've got the pointer events hooks. So I can just attach this one. Already got this super useful script, the pointer event hooks. And now on this guy, so I can go into the, do I do get components? Yeah, sure, let's do a simple get, or actually, let me think. Where's the avatar changing link? I mean, the tutorial is over here. Can do, oh boy, so many super chats. Hey, thanks again, Fonseca, thank you. Super chat queued. I have more Canadian dollars. Thanks for the bids. That's really nice. Thank you all for the Canadian dollars. Actually, I have no idea how much is a Canadian dollar worth? I actually don't know, but it's really nice how there are so many dollar types. There's Australian dollars, US dollars, Canadian dollars, Zimbabwe dollars. Does that exist? I don't know. But yeah, it's really nice how so many places in the world decide to use the same word, dollars. Now that makes me curious as to where the word dollars comes from, since so many people in so many places in the world decide to use it. So that's anyway, that's a bit of a tangent. 75 euros, really. So it's pretty nice. So everything nowadays is pretty close to being very very close to one another. So about, yeah, 30%. Okay, so that's fun. That's nice. All right. What was I doing? Right, the pointer event hooks. Let me just go into the workshop UI. Okay, so I construct that one. Okay. Then let's go into this one in order to get the component of type pointer event hooks. And on this one, I've got the on pointer down action, so I can set something up on this one. And what do I want? I basically want to be able to click on it in order to modify the thing. So when I click, let's go into the workshop placed object and call set item recipe SO. And I'm going to pass in this item recipe SO. So I just need to make this function. So let's make here a public void, set the item recipe SO. I receive an item recipe SO, and I do this one equals this one. And of course I need to fire off an event. So a public event handler, on item recipe SO changed. So when that changes, let's fire off this event. So where is it? Over here. When I modify it, let's fire off this event. So this event rs.e. Okay. And now on this one, right, that's going to be a bit tricky, but sure. Well, actually, let me make sure that it is working, and then I'll trigger the event. So thanks again, Dark Sparky. Thanks again for the Canadian dollars. Really nice. Thank you. Another super chat. Wow, thank you all so much. Eric Heaney. Great to see you live. Oh, thanks. Love your content. I have written grid code a million times in my life. Now I can just use yours. Yeah, grids are I've definitely written them a bunch of times as well. Although nowadays, yeah, I definitely now reuse my own. That's really nice. Using it in a prototype now. Oh, that's awesome. I hope it's going well. Simple, easy, flexible. Keep up the amazing work. Love it. Ah, thank you so much for the kind words. I'm glad the classes and the videos have been useful to you. And best of luck with the prototype. Grid-based prototypes are always interesting. There's a lot of design work you can do there. So that's really nice. Okay, what was I doing? So let me show the workshop UI. And now if I click, now this one won't say anything, and that one will not update. But if I click again, and yep, there you go, it does change. Okay, great. So I can now modify that one. All right, so let's just update that one. Okay, your recommendation for doing a grid-based game on a terrain. I mean, my recommendation would be that you don't worry about the terrain in terms of the logic. So basically for the logic, you use a flat grid, and you pretty much just worry about the terrain ups and downs, just worry about that one for the visual. So don't try to include that in the logic. And doing so, I mean, you're going to have the issue, quote unquote, of when you've got a really steep terrain and something that is super steep is going to be on just one grid position. But yeah, if you want to simplify things, that would definitely be the best way to do it. Just use a flat grid for the logic and just use the terrain just for the visuals themselves. Okay, so let me quickly do this. So I've got the workshop placed object. All right. So let's subscribe to the event on the item recipe SO changed. And when that one changes, I really just want to update the recipes. So I subscribe when that one goes there, and when I hide it, let's unsubscribe just to make sure I have anything. Please say my name. Who said that? Mihir Agarwal. It's a nice name. Have you tried any other game engine? Nope. I mean, I did use Flash before I came into Unity, so I made a bunch of games in Flash. I made a bunch of web games using, I don't know, PHP, HTML. I started off making games with IRC scripting. So yeah, I've used a bunch of things, but I'm assuming you're asking about either Unreal or Godot, and for those, nope, I have not used those. Okay, so basically that, and update the recipes, and actually like this, it should already be working. Now I just need to modify the thing down there. What time is it? Oh, it's 5 p.m. That's nice. Got an error. Why do I have an error? I have an error because, of course, I'm unsubscribing when I cannot unsubscribe. So if this one is not null, then I unsubscribe. There's always something. Have you tried OpenGL? Nope. I did use something, what was it called? Dark Basic. There was something really basic, real low level that I tried as a kid, and I definitely could not get it. That was really tricky. But yeah. Using OpenGL, just bare bones OpenGL, that is definitely quite tricky. I'd love to experiment with that in a bit. That should be interesting. We're going to do a tutorial on Real-in Lobby. I'm not sure. I'm basically this week I'm focusing on making some progress on this game. Why don't you publish a full game? I've published many full games, so I mean you can go find them all on Steam, or there's also a game bundle over here on the website. So if you search for Endless Loop Studios on Steam, you'll find all of these games, all the games that I've made. Last one, Battle Royale Tycoon, was over 3 years ago. So yep, that's why it's time to finally work on my next Steam game. Okay, so I click on that and it does change. All right, let me just update that one as well. Now for that element, what did I call it? Let me go into the workshop. Let me find out where is the workshop. Is it the crafting object? Is that what I used? Yeah, I think that's what I used. Workshop placed object when the progress changes. Okay, so on this one, I need to also subscribe to the on item recipe changed. And when that one changes, ooh, it's actually interesting, the progress. So yeah, I can, since the progress doesn't cost anything, I can pretty much just over here set the crafting progress to 0, just so it resets and doesn't actually break anything, right? Remember having played your Flash game about Dev Studio on Newgrounds. Oh, Game Corp. Hey, nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, that one was huge. That game got like 6 million plays. So yeah, that was pretty impressive. And then when I made the Steam version, it also did very well. So a lot of people really liked that game, and I really enjoyed making it. That was fun. Right, so the workshop placed object, what was I doing? The crafting world UI. So when I modified recipe, yeah, I think that's all I need to do. Just update the input items, update the progress bar, and it should be working. Okay, so I actually think that this feature should now be working, so I should be able to modify things. So thanks again for the super chat. Real nice of you. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm currently, I still need to modify that one to know what I am crafting, because it says that I'm crafting one of those things, but no, that's the input. But if I go, right now I'm crafting one of these I things, and the input is one of those. So on this unit, let me pick up a bunch of these, and I can't because I'm already full. Ah, boy, I shouldn't have started with so many ammo. Let me use an item transfer to transfer all my ammo over there. Okay, so I have some empty inventory. Just in case you don't know, this is an inventory over here. So I've got a bunch of those lightning bolt thingies. So now I open up the crafting UI, and let's say instead of building this one, I want to build one of these things. And that one also takes the same input, I'm pretty sure. And if I go, and takes 2, and if I look inside that one, yep, there you go. It does spawn one of those, and another one of those. Okay, so that does work. And now if I swap, and I make one of those, and this is going to be silly because it requires one of those and it outputs one of those. But if I interact, yeah, there you go, crafts one of those into one of those. Okay, great. All right. Is the character customization paid? Nope. You can just follow this tutorial. Although there is a manual validation process. So if you do something, do let me know. I'm going to refresh to see if anyone did it, because after you update, basically I need to do that. All right, closing the water bottle on the head. Yeah, I really like this one because of the opening and closing thing. It's really easy to close, so that is really nice. No need to be twisting things. Yeah. Okay, so the crafting select recipe, that feature is indeed done. I should probably just modify this though. Let's go inside that one and inside the crafting world object UI, because that one is also right, yeah, because I'm also using that over here for the construction. And yeah, because I'm pretty sure the construction is also working. So if I go onto this unit, what does this one have? This one doesn't have anything. So I need one lightning bolt, and I interact with that one, and there you go, creates a nice turret. And I pick up 2 lightning bolts and 1 X, and I interact with that one. And a bit more, and there you go, that one is supposed to be a barricade. Okay, so the building system is working, the crafting system is working. Now let's think. Alright, so I would like to gather resources from object. I think that would be fun. Why is my character bald? I mean, you can customize it. As to why, it's completely random. tried Obsidian. I've heard about that. Isn't that the sort of thing for like organizing things? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard about it, but no, for me, if you want to know how I... Where's my camera? If you want to know how I organize, there you go. Just a nice to-do list with a bunch of things that I still need to do. I have no idea if that's legible. And of course, I just use Notepad. So Notepad for writing down ideas and just a bunch of basic paper. Those are pretty much my chosen design tools. Super basic, but they work, so really nice. Okay, so let me do that one. Gather resources from an object. So let me place an object. Okay, so let's go up here. Let me find one. Okay, so let's duplicate the barricade. And what am I gonna call it? Resource node placed object, something like this. Physical notebook, yeah, they're really nice. Physical definitely works. Okay, so on a resource node, let me make a resource node placed object. So the resource node placed object as so, and right now, resource node, I don't really need to make all these references, but still, let's do them for now. Okay, so the resource node placed object, let me just make a script to run it, even though I don't need to. Resource node placed object. Go inside. And on this one, I don't think I want it. Yeah, I definitely don't want it to have any health, so don't need any of that. This one is not going to be attackable. It's not going to have a health system. So none of this. Yeah, really none of this. Probably don't even need that. Not sure. Okay. Fantastic chat system. Yep, there you go. It does work. You just write something and it shows up on screen. Pretty fun. Okay, so on the resource node placed object, let's open it. And the resource node placed object. Let me just get rid of this one. And for this one, find the resource node. All right, so what do I want to do with the resource node? I think I want to interact with it. So I always got to remember how I did things. So let me go into the, where's my workshop? There you go, the workshop placed object. Just got to remember I'm using tons of interfaces to make all of this work. So this one is a placed object and it is an interactable object. And I just got to see how can I work with this one. So can interact, and so on. Right, so can interact. Yeah, this one is going to require the action params in order to verify that I can do it. But let's just go with null. I need the fail reason, so fail reason equals nothing. And for the interact, let's just do devlog interact. Chat system appear on your screen or it's a steering feature? Yep, definitely on screen. What you see is what I'm seeing, so I can barely see the things down here on the taskbar. So yeah, it's sometimes it's quite tricky when there's a lot of people on screen with a lot of things. Yeah, it can be tricky to see underneath. Right, so I just need to synchronize this. So let me just go into the workshop placed object just to remember how I did it. Yeah, I've got to set the interactable at the grid position because by default it only sets the placed object. So set the interactable and pretty much that's it. So just with this I should be able to interact with the resource node. Let me place one just... Oh, there you go, look at that, another nice custom character, although without a head. Is that intentional? I'm not sure. Nice little robot, is that supposed to be? That looks nice. Okay, let me just place it over here on 18.4. And it's a resource node placed object. Okay, I don't need the health system, but yeah. He is not hold, he is emoji. Rose. Okay, I assume that's positive, so thank you. Alright, so let's go on this one, and I'm going to interact with that one. Oh, I forgot to stop telling it to interact, so now it's stuck, but yep, it did work. Okay, so now for a resource node, I really like the idea of making it spawn resources just like I did on the enemies. I like your pen spinning. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really fun when I stop writing code to think. It's really nice to be able to do something. And what was the error? What was the issue now? Get the valid grid position list. Okay, not entirely get attackable at grid position. Oh, right, because I don't think I Right, yeah, because I think that one is the first time that I'm making a placed object that is non-attackable. So that is why that one, because that one assumes that everything is attackable. That is why. Delete the text when uploading your custom character. Delete the text? What do you mean by text? Oh, the text on the grid positions. Yeah, those are just so you know where to draw. So yeah, definitely erase those. Oh, did I add the... Yeah, I add the world system, so let me get rid of this one. Interesting, love your videos. Oh, that's nice. Well, I love that you enjoy watching them. Thank you. Okay. Old character has constipation. Well, that's tough. Right, so if I go into shoot, yep, got an error, and the error is because I apparently forgot to add validation to make sure that it only checks. So if attackable equals null, then let's just continue because, well, there's nothing to attack. No attackable here. So there's an object there, but the object is not attackable. So that's it. So key to the characters on screen. Yeah, it's a pretty fun thing. What are we up to this time? Well, it's a secret, but since you're here on the live stream, I'll tell you the secret, and the secret is that I'm working on what will eventually become my next Steam game. So that's kind of the idea. Basically expanding upon what I built in my turn-based strategy course and making something that is going to be very different and should be very interesting. Alright, so yeah, basically the spawning on those things there, those items, that's what I want to happen over here when I interact with my crafting thing. And I gotta finish the busy. So let's see, how did I handle that? I'm pretty sure I used my function timer. My interact, yeah, just to make it complete instantly. So on the resource node, I interact, alright. Let me just go here using code monkey pills. And just do this, alright. Think you use mouse very less in your code. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of those things that you'll learn to do. Go up, go down, go home, and all the using control, using shift. Yeah, using the keyboard, if you learn how to use it properly, can definitely speed you up quite a bit. Here just trying to find the nearest restaurant. That would be fun. Would be interesting to add a bunch more features here, but then it would be quite a bit complex. It's like an XCOM game. Yep, it's based on what I built in my course, which was indeed based on XCOM. I love XCOM, so yeah, that was a very fun project to work on. Okay, what was I doing? I got the resource node, and okay, let me just close all these scripts. And what did I call that one? Spawn items on dead. So that's pretty much what I want to do. So on the resource node, every time that I interact, I'm going to spawn a bunch of items. So let's start off just like this. So just make a serialized field of the item SO, a list of item SO. Just do one of these, and then you spawn all the ones on the list. So let's start off just like this. Yeah, spawn like that. Did I? Oh yeah, over here on this one I'm already disabling and enabling. Okay. Alright, so let's see if a bunch of things just start popping out. I just need to fill up the list. So let's open up this one on the item SO list. Let's spawn, yeah, let's say 3 items. So let's say an ammo, a test tube, and a test item. So let's spawn all 3 of those whenever I interact, and let's see them flying. Alright, so on this one, interact, and boom, there you go. All of them, all the collisions get all messed up. Yeah, I should probably increase the time on that one. So in there, now I'm waiting 200 milliseconds. No, but yeah, still needs to be quite a bit. But yeah, all of those items just flying around. I can click to pick them all up, except I'm already full. So let's go with this one. And alright, I still need to... Oh, and picking up the items from too far away, I forgot to add that one. So let's add the tooltip for this one. Where did I add my tooltip? Didn't I put it on the... Yep, I did. Right here. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. Let's copy this one and on the tooltip code. And let's put all of this. But yep, so I can pretty much pick up the items that dropped And there you go, where's my inventory? And I can pick them all up. And I can interact, and there you go, that one keeps spawning items. That's fun. Alright. There's my character, there it is. Okay, so the resource node does work now. Obviously it should be seeing Visual Studio in light mode. Yeah, for me it has to be light mode. With dark mode my eyes do not work, so yeah, it has to be like this. Okay, now obviously the resource node should have some limit. So let's go onto the resource node placed object, and yeah, let's make it a serialized field. So serialized field, private, what am I gonna call it? An int for the interact amount max, something like this. And let's default it to maybe 3. Let's put it maybe 4. Okay, so when I interact, I did that, alright, great. I create the function timer, let's do it here, so do that one minus minus, and then just check if this one is under 0. If so, then I basically want to destroy this game object. Except for destroying, I gotta remember how did I trigger the on any spawn, because I gotta it's my custom character. Alright, let me just refresh it just a little bit. Right, so I gotta, yeah, because I'm always, yeah, I need to refactor this code to be able to have the destruction here. Because right now I just have, did the workshop do it? Did I have it on the workshop? I'm not entirely sure, but over here the health system, when the health system dies, and yep, there you go. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm going to eventually have to refactor this code, but over here for now, let's just do this. So just go through all the grid positions and clear the placed object and the interactable on this grid position. Okay, so that should be working. Yeah, my website is super slow right now for some reason. That is why it's taking a bit to see all of the ones. Validate that one. And validate that one as well. Okay, now if I click the button to update the character, and now if we wait a bit. Oh, there you go. There you go. It did work. So there you go. 2 custom characters. Really nice. That's awesome. It's always awesome to see people taking advantage of that. Hey, Super Chat, Super VR, live for your content, man. Good luck in the game. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. Hopefully the working on this game and making the devlogs should be useful for everyone as I cover the whole process from start to finish. That should be interesting. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, right, just making sure that this one has a limit and then ends. Let's see. Okay, so if I go into this one and I interact, 1, 2, 3, and now one more, and boom, there you go, it's gone. And yep, there you go, now I can move there, and it's gone, and pick up all of these items, except I can't because I'm already full. From this one, I can move there. If I try to pick up from way too far, nope, too far, cannot grab this item. Yep, so I can only grab from a certain distance. And there you go, there's my really nice inventory. Okay, so I can pretty much gather things, pick up things, and so on. Okay, great. All right. So make an online game from 0 or make a full game, then convert it to online. If you want to make a multiplayer game, you should definitely do it from the start. Adding multiplayer after the fact, that's really complicated. So yeah, if you want to make something multiplayer, definitely do it as soon as possible. Start with that idea right from the very beginning. Okay, right, so gather resource from an object. Yep, that's another task done. That's nice. Okay, let me just make a quick storage object. Right, let me just make a quick storage object. So for that, actually let me modify the resource node over here for the visual. Using a black visual, let's make just a, let's say pink. So let's take away the HDR, put it in a pink, just so that it's nicely visible. Obviously all these cubes, these are all just, and it's not really supposed to be on the obstacles. Although maybe it should be, I'm not sure. Anyways, right, so just a nice pink, just pretty basic. Makes it hard to convert a single player to multiplayer. I mean, because you gotta connect, you got to basically send the game state through the wire. And how you do that, there's a million tiny little things that are really tricky to handle, so that's pretty much it. Because when you are on your own game, then you just have your own code, your own variables, your own things. But as soon as you add a completely separate player, at that point, now you need to synchronize all these variables, all the logic, make sure all the logic works at the same time in all places. So yeah, making multiplayer is exponentially more difficult. So yeah. Although, with the tools available, it is definitely much more possible nowadays, but yeah, still quite a tricky thing. Okay, right, so let me just make just a basic storage project. So let me duplicate the workshop, make a storage placed object, not storage, oh boy. Right, so let's go inside. Let's actually make this one quite a bit smaller. For the storage placed object, let's put it over there, 2006. And let me go inside, and for the visual, make it a tiny bit smaller. Is storage attackable? Yeah, let's make it attackable, but no workshop UI. Although it is going to have a storage, oh boy, storage, can't type storage. Right. Seeing new CodeMonkey games, or you can only switch to tutorials in YouTube for the foreseeable future. Well, the secret project that I'm working on right now is going to be my next Steam game, so yep, I'm definitely working on that. Although I won't try to do both at the same time. So the goal is to work on this game and hopefully have it out by sometime around May of next year. And in the meantime, work on this game and keep making regular videos, keep making updates to the course and so on. So definitely gonna be busy for the next few months, but hopefully it should be doable. Right, so I got the storage wrong UI, just need to modify that. I got an inventory, that's the main thing. Crafting, there's no crafting, and power. Yeah, storage doesn't really require power, so I don't care about that one. All right, great. So let me go into the workshop placed object. Actually, I shouldn't. Yeah, no point in. Let me just duplicate the barricade placed object, the storage placed object. Okay, so let's make the storage, and this one is going to be attackable. It's going to have a health system, so let's leave all of this. And I'm also going to be able to interact with this. So let me go into the resource node. Yeah, I gotta override the start in order to make this an interactable object. So let's implement the interactable interface. So that means I need to implement all these, so let's do it automatically. Actually, no, now that I'm thinking about it, no, it's not interact. Yeah, I use the item transfer action. I made that one, so I don't need the interact. So yeah, I don't need, I'm trying to think, but no, I don't think that I need an interactable interface. Yeah, just clear place stop. Okay, so let's do it just like this, and then if it works, it works. If not, then we'll do it something else. Oh, did I not make the get world position? I didn't know that I needed that, so let's do that. Get world position, so return, transform that position. Okay. Right. So for the storage placed object, I'm going to need an inventory. So let's make a private inventory. Do I make it like this? Yeah, I guess like this. It works. Still need to come up with a consistent pattern for this, but yep. Okay, so I've got an inventory. How do I make it an inventory? I gotta remember. So let me go into the workshop placed object. Just see how I implemented this one. So just I has inventory. So that's pretty much all I need. Just implement this interface and everything will work. So this one, just return the inventory. Okay, so actually I think like this is really all that I need to make this work. Since I'm making heavy use of interfaces, as long as I implement the interface, everything works pretty much auto-magically. So that's a pretty fun thing. So let me just replace this one. So the storage placed object, and let's just make, even though I don't need the placed object SO, but storage placed object SO. Yes or no? How does he remember all the code? I mean, it's partly it's 20 years of programming experience, and partly is I don't remember. I mean, if you've noticed what I did right now, in order to remember how to implement the has inventory, all these interfaces, I went to check out the workshop placed object. So I already know that I implemented these over here on this script. So I just go back into that one, copy paste code. So that's pretty much it. So it's pretty. So yeah, programming is not really about memory. It's just about logic. 20 years of experience of 12. Oh, or 12. I mean, I started using Unity in 2012. So I've been using Unity for 10 years. And I started programming when I was about 10 years old. So I'm 34 now. So I've been programming for 24 years. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Oh, there's a super chat. Sorry, I missed it. Thanks again for the super chat. Super chat queued. All the best for everything, sir. Wishes from India. Oh, that's nice. Aryan Chodhari. Sorry, I suck at pronouncing names. I apologize, but thank you so much for the super chat. What was I doing? So for the storage, I just implement the I has inventory, and just with that, it should be working. Did I add the script? So the storage placed object, let's add that one. And I get the inventory. Okay, so I just need to make this script, the storage world UI. I should probably make a, didn't I have an, oh, the inventory world UI shows the inventory, but not the, yeah, I definitely need to refactor a whole bunch of this code. That's pretty much it. Anyways, let me just, okay, so for now, let's do this, and then I'll refactor all this. It's pretty simple. So the storage world UI, let me just go and send this one, and I just need the inventory button. Yeah, that's all I need, just the inventory in order to toggle the inventory, so it's super simple. So let me just do that. They bought the ML API. Are you talking about ML API is what is now known as netcode for game objects. Okay, so just replace this. So the storage world UI. So just put that one, get rid of this one for the button. Let me drag the button reference and the inventory world UI reference. Okay, great. So let's see if this works. All right, so thanks again so much for the super chat. How to duplicate script not using Control-C, Control-V. You press Control-D. That is duplicate. So, yep. Super chat. Hey, thank you so much. Check my custom character as it's not working. Isn't it? Let me refresh. It just needs manual validation. Although my website is super slow, so yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. But yeah, let me. Okay, what was I doing? Right, just looking on this one, click the button, and there you go. It does show the inventory. And right now, since I'm using interface, it should already be working. So if I go into item transfer, yep, I can indeed interact with that one, and I can indeed put some objects in there. And if there you go, they do show up on the inventory for that object. So that's kind of a storage container. Let me just change the visuals. Right, let me change the visuals and just where this object is at. So for the storage world UI, let me put it a bit more to the left. I think the issue with the project that I'm building here is that I'm using world canvases way too much, so that is probably going to be a performance issue, but well, I'll fix that when I get there. Okay, so I'm not sure what issue you're having with the custom character, because I just refreshed it and I don't have any other unvalidated characters. Oh, no, okay, I do see your character. You need to link up your YouTube account. Otherwise, the character thing here doesn't know which character belongs to you. So basically over here, yeah, you need to go to the user page and link your YouTube account. It needs to do that so that the website knows, or rather, so that the overlay knows that you in chat, what character belongs to you. So yeah, go there, link your YouTube account, and I've already, oh crap, did I click on that? Yeah, so go to the link it, and yep, it should work automatically. I don't think it becomes unvalidated. So yeah, just make sure you do that and it should work. Right, what was I doing? So thanks again. Another super chat. Oh, that's nice. In big projects, how do you not get lost? My structure always gets messy. Well, I mean, you kind of answer the question yourself, which is focus hard on the structure. So the bigger the project, the more important it is to structure your project nicely. For me, I've only been working on this project for a little bit, and you can already see that I probably need to refactor the structure over here, because I already got way too many scripts. Even though they're organized into folders, they're still becoming quite a bit too many. So yeah, every time you start to feel that things are getting out of control, take some time to just refactor instead of adding more and more features. That's pretty much it. There's no secret. It just takes some time to analyze what is difficulty, what is going tough, and try to fix it. That's pretty much it. Sorry, there's no magic word. Pretty much just like that. And of course, you know, experience is always going to be the thing. The more experience you have, the more you structure your projects, the more you know how to handle bigger projects and so on. So, yep, whatever you're doing, keep at it. If you're asking that question, then I would say you're already on the right path. So keep doing it. Okay, so let's say brown light. Just make it different from the other one. That's not brown. Did I make that brown? That does not look brown at all. Why does that look? Okay, that looks a bit strange. Isn't the post-processing? Anyways, okay, so it's a very strange color, but why is that looking more red than brown? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's probably the saturation. Okay, right. Anyways, oh boy, it's already 5:30. I'm already running out of water, so just a bit more. Okay, right. Switch over to Unreal, but still enjoy streams and content. Still plenty to learn. Yeah, there's a lot of things about game development are very much global. So yeah, you can definitely learn from a Unity channel, and as a Godot developer, you can learn from Unreal. As an Unreal developer, you can learn from Godot, and so on. So yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I got an unexpected guest. Suddenly woke up, so yeah, probably have to get going in a bit. They're probably needing dinner. Right. Okay, so what was I doing? Storage placed objects. All right. Okay. Right, so anyways, the storage is indeed working. What's your dog name? His name is Tiku. And her name, which she's over there sleeping, she's Tekka. So Tiku and Tekka. These are the two dogs. Right, okay, so yeah. Anyways, the item transfer does work. So I can transfer things onto that inventory, and yep, everything does work. And I can interact with that one, and there you go, out pops out more items, and I can try to pick them up. Pick up all, oh, look at that one dropped in there. That's nice. Am I full? Alright, I'm full. So now I transfer, let's transfer some more items into that one. And let's pick this one up, and pick up some more. And now interact with that one in order to craft. And let's craft some more ammo. And no more action points, no more things. All right, great. Where are you from? I'm from Portugal. I have the problem of Unity crashing after undo, after duplicating the project in the hierarchy after the latest LTS. That's strange. I mean, LTS doesn't usually crash for me. Although over here on this project, I'm using 22.1.0. So this one has crashed about twice. But yeah, on LTS, I haven't had a crash in a long time. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something strange with whatever object you're trying to duplicate. So I don't know, check the components on that object, check whatever you are doing with that object. Because yeah, just duplicating an object, if it happens consistently, then I would say file a official bug report. If you can reproduce it, then that is super helpful for the Unity team, pretty much. I've been enjoying your turn-based strategy course. That's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Took a ton of work, but I'm really happy with how it came out. Okay. Any idea whether netcode for game object supports cross-platform multiplayer? Yep. I mean, it works with Unity, so if you make a Windows build, then a Linux build, then a mobile build, yep, using netcode for game objects, you can connect all of those. So yep, it does support cross-platform multiplayer. Right, and thanks again for the super chat. Really nice. Oh, wasn't someone making a character? Did you link up your amazing pen spinning? It's pretty basic, but yeah, it's enough to keep me occupied while I'm thinking. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Have you tried Unreal Engine? Nope. I'd love to if I could find some time. I definitely would love to try it out and see what they do differently from Unity. That would be a fun challenge, would be a fun video going over the differences. Because I'm sure there are some things they do better, some things they do worse. So it's always nice to learn from different sources, pretty much. Alright, so here it is. So I'm not sure if Danny, if you're still here, but the character is still not showing up as linked with your YouTube account. So I'm not sure if, yeah, I'm not seeing Danny, so I don't know if they left or not. But either way, just make sure to link so that the thing knows here. Hey, another super chat, Pratik. Thanks for your awesome tutorials. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you found them helpful. Thanks for being here on this random day in the afternoon or whatever time it is where you're from. So yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for being here. I ask, what is NGO in full? NGO stands for Netcode for Game Objects. It's Unity's official multiplayer. I actually made a tutorial video. One of the most complex tutorial videos that I've made in quite a long time. The complete multiplayer tutorial. It's 1 hour. So if you want to make multiplayer games using Unity Netcode for Game Objects, definitely check out that project. Okay, right. Okay, so the storage object, that one is indeed working. All right, so the transport hub, I kind of wanted to do that one. But yeah, just a few more minutes to release a solution for large-scale multiplayer games. I assume that is going to be the Dots netcode. I assume that's the one that they're gonna assume as something good for large-scale multiplayer. So Dots is scheduled to be 1.0 by around March of next year. So yeah, I would say around then. Okay, let me just do this just a little bit on this, and then I'm gonna go, because it's already been, I don't even know how long, 1 hour and a half. Yeah, just a little bit more, running out of water, so yeah. Can you show part of the game, please? I mean, right now I've just got a demo scene, so I've got a ton of mechanics here, but yeah, it doesn't look like a game, but yeah, I've got all the characters that I can move around. I can take action, so I can do a move action, go anywhere. And if I've got ammo in the inventory, I can shoot, but since I don't have ammo, then nope. But on this one does have some ammo in the inventory, so I can take a shoot action, I can shoot that enemy, and boom, there you go, drops a bunch of loot, shoot the other one, and boom, there you go, shoots a bunch of things. Then this thing over here is a crafting station, so if I pick up these items, I can convert these items into more ammo, so I can interact with the crafting station, and after 2 points, there you go, that one constructs some ammo, and there you go, some more ammo. Then I can use the item transfer in order to connect to the crafting station, and I can pick up that ammo for myself, and there you go, now I've got a bunch of ammo. Then over here I've got a bunch of storage, so I can place a bunch of things in there. And yeah, then over here I've got the power system, so this is the power main, and this is the power pole. And if I go into construction, I can see, yep, all these things are connected. So if I were to construct another power pole over there, so let's go back into my actions, select this guy, move over there, let's pick up this item and interact in order to construct this power pole. And I construct it, and there you go, you can see that the power system now has been expanded. And all of these items require, all of these objects require power. So they're going to need power in order to be able to function in the final game. So yeah, already got quite a lot of things here. I've got a construction system, I've got all of the action, shooting, inventory things, so already got quite a lot. So let's pick up another one of these, interact, and boom, there you go. I've constructed a nice little turret. So I can select turret, and with turret, and of course, had to come with an error because the turret is still using the old version of the shoot action. Yeah, that is why. Right, so yeah, I gotta fix that. So let's do that right now. Basically, the issue is that I modified the shoot action. Explain how you are doing this dialog chat system. Well, it's using the Unity API. Then, not transport, transparent. If you want to know the transparent Unity window, then watch that video. And then just use the YouTube API so you can watch this video to learn how to connect to web API. And then finally, for the characters themselves, they are just dynamic meshes. So just follow this video. If you follow those 3 videos, you'll be able to create exactly what I have right here. All right. Do you have a job or you just live from channel and projects? Yep, this is my job, making videos, making tutorials, making courses, making games. Pretty much all of that has been my job for quite a long time now, yeah. This be an update to the RTS course, or just using this project to test something? Yeah, this is kind of a personal project expanding upon the RTS course. But so I might take some things that I'm building here and make them into expansions on the course, but it won't be on the scale of all the things that I'm building here, because I mean, a feature that I by myself can build in, let's say, 5 hours would take me like 50 hours to make into a step-by-step lecture. So yeah, making the whole thing into a course wouldn't really work. But yeah, individual systems, I might make them. YouTube membership seems bored. Is it? Yeah, because it doesn't show up as... Oh, but yeah, it's Danny, it's you. Did you link your... It doesn't need to be a member. You just need to click link on YouTube in order to link it. It doesn't have to be a member. As soon as you do that, it will know which one of these characters belongs to you so that I can apply the thing. Okay, right. So let me just see about this. Yeah, let me just make just being able to construct a transport hub. So that's going to be the final thing. So just do one more small thing, and then it's gonna be time to go. Probably time to go have dinner, something like that. All right. Okay, so the transport hub, that's what I called it. So let's just make the construction object just so that I'm able to construct it. And this one is the transport hub, and on the transport hub, I already got the placed object. And let's go with the construction object. Did I? Oh, right, yeah. So I kind of messed up on that one, because this one, thanks again for the super chat, real nice, thank you. So on this one, let's put it over there. And let me just go inside just to modify the shape, because this one is supposed to only occupy just one. What is searchable object? Have you heard of Unity Atoms? No, I'm not sure what that is. Is that like an asset on the store? Yeah, because I just use regular scriptable objects pretty much. Okay, so on the transport hub, let's just put it down on 0. I'm watching your videos as of late, and they've been a great help in making the game. Thanks a lot. Keep up the great work. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, best of luck with your game. Yeah. Really nice. Okay. Right. So, actually, I think just like this, it should already work. I just need to be able to add it to the list. So that's on the construction placement UI. Over here, let's add another one. And I'm going to add for the transport hub. So let's be able to construct that one and see. Oh, right, I need to modify that one as well. Oh, I left that one. But yeah, let's go into construction, construct. Oh boy, I can't see things. Let me just lower the characters. A transport hub, let's place one over there, just outside of power. And now if I go into actions, I need to pick up one of these, then go over there, interact, build, and nope. Did I not change the thing? I guess not. For the, yeah, I put the turret, not the transport hub. Right, that's the issue. And on transport hub has the transport hub. Okay, right. Oh, did I? Let me just get rid of this one from the scene. All right. So let's see if this is indeed working. And if so, that's gonna be it. So let me just pick up some items. Okay, let's go into construction. Let's build a transport hub right over there. And I go back into actions. I gotta move near it. Then I take an action to interact with it. And there you go. It does construct the transport hub. There you go. Has nice inventory. And the little icon tells it that it has no power, which makes sense because it's outside of the power grid. So I can now construct a power pole just in there in order to expand the power grid. And I go, I move into that one, and I interact, I build out, and there you go. That one is now receiving power because it is now on the power grid. All right, that's pretty awesome. Okay. Right, so I think that's gonna be it. So I'm constructing the thing, then I gotta be able to connect those and so on. Biceps check. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not sure that works. Yeah, I'm out of water, so that's gonna be it. Just do a refresh and just see. Oh, T-King. Yeah, he wants to go eat. It's time, so yeah. All right. So let me just see if this one validates. And let's see. Complete the different parts on average of the game. I don't know, that really depends. Like the power line system took me like, I don't know, 3 hours to make. The inventory was the trickiest thing, took maybe, I don't know, 4 hours, something like that. The building system, that was pretty simple. The crafting system, also pretty simple. So yeah, it really depends on the system. Some of them are really easy, some of them are quite complex. Right. Yeah, so Danny, I'm not sure if you're still here, but nope, the account is apparently not yet linked, so I don't know if there's a problem with that one, but yeah. Because someone made an Uno card, although it's not going to show properly, but yeah. Yeah, so all those are validated. All right, okay, anyways, so I think that's gonna be it. Did mine get link? Let's see your name. I mean, and nope, I'm not seeing anything saved here. You gotta link just follow this thing. Basically, you got a link. Then you go into player customization. You upload your custom texture. Then you click on save changes. And then over here, I do that and it shows up. So yeah, so you can go ahead and do that while I'm offline. Then it won't be there on the next live stream. All right, so yeah, now he wants to go and eat, so yeah, that's gonna be it. My account is linked but don't seem to work. All right, so I'll look into that. I'm not sure what the issue might be, so we'll see. All right, so yeah, anyway, so thank you all so much for being here. This was hopefully an interesting live stream, being able to see me work. Hopefully I answered a bunch of your questions, so hopefully it was interesting for you. Maybe you'll learn something, so we shall see. And yeah, so thank you for being here. That was really nice. Let me just put it on the background, and all right, that's gonna be it. Okay, so I go change into that one like that. All right, so thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. All right, thanks. Bye, everyone.